So he could still name you?
He could. Anything's possible.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're looking at the actors we used to love. That is, until we found out about their reportedly awful real-life behavior.
First, let's say grace. Jackie, would you like to take a knee?
Ansel Elgort. This actor had a short rise and even shorter fall. Elgort first came to prominence with his turn in the young adult drama film The Fault in Our Stars.
I am in love with you. You heard me.
He also gained some critical buzz over his performance in the 2017 action thriller Baby Driver. Elgort was officially Hollywood's hottest young actor when he was cast in 2021's West Side Story.
Today, all day, I had the feeling a miracle would happen. I know now I was right.
Then in 2020, someone named Gabby posted a tweet accusing Elgort of assaulting her when she was underage. Elgort responded that the relationship was brief, legal, and entirely consensual. Whatever the case, the accusation left a sour taste in many fans' mouths, and his reputation has never been the same since.
One more job and I'm done.
Gwyneth Paltrow. It's hard to believe now that Paltrow was ever seen as a heavyweight actor, with a penchant for period films. She even won the Academy Award for Best Actress for her performance as Viola in Shakespeare in Love.
Are you the author of the plays of William Shakespeare?
I am.
Then kiss me again, for I'm not mistook.
Paltrow's other ventures were decidedly not as well received. Starting in 2008, she launched a weekly newsletter, Goop, now expanded into an e-commerce empire complete with a Netflix documentary series.
The opportunity that we have with the Goop Lab is that as a company, we can go out in different groups and go on a much deeper dive into some of these topics that our readers are curious about.
Goop got backlash for its dabbling in pseudoscience and misinformation, recommending the use of jade eggs, psychedelic substances, and cold therapy. You can say Paltrow's reputation is now covered in Goop.
How fascinating that any discordancy between us must always arise from my being wrong.
Not fascinating, but true.
Alec Baldwin. This award-winning actor had a big fall.
As you all know, first prize is a Cadillac Eldorado. Anybody want to see second prize? Second prize is a set of steak knives. Third prize is you're fired.
From Oscar-winning films to Saturday Night Live impressions to even a Tony nomination, Baldwin was considered a major actor with an impressive range.
Time has slowed down. You never age. It's paradise.
This all changed when Baldwin accidentally shot and killed cinematographer Halyna Hutchins with a prop gun on the set of Rust. From there came litigation, as Hutchins' family filed a wrongful death suit against Baldwin. In 2023, he was charged with 2 counts of involuntary manslaughter, to which he pleaded not guilty. In 2024, a grand jury indicted Baldwin, and his own countersuit went nowhere. While Baldwin avoided prison time, this tragedy now looms over his achievements.
And for me, the stress and the pressure of public life, at my age, that's not good for my mental health.
Fred Savage. This promising young actor's first breakthrough was his role as the grandson in the classic film The Princess Bride.
Is this a kissing book?
Wait, just wait.
When's it get good?
He's best known for his turn as Kevin Arnold in the nostalgic show The Wonder Years.
So, I want to be a professional baseball player, but my fallbacks are either an astronaut or a force ranger.
Sadly, Savage turned out to live up to his surname. The costume designer for The Wonder Years accused Savage of sexual harassment, citing verbal and physical intimidation. Yet another costume designer, this time for The Grinder, also filed a complaint against the actor, this time for assault and battery.
What are you doing in here?
Oh, hi. I'm just really distraught and sad.
Savage was fired from the Wonder Years reboot due to alleged inappropriate conduct. Much like the titular Wonder Years, our fond memories of Savage are in the past.
It's not gonna happen, is it?
Asia Argento. This lauded Italian actress helped break a culture of silence and complicity, accusing disgraced film producer Harvey Weinstein of violating her. So it was a shock to many when Argento got allegations of her own.
I want immunity from prosecution, asylum in the U.S., and citizenship.
How about a condo on South Beach and a rich boyfriend?
Those I can get for myself.
In 2018, actor Jimmy Bennett accused Argento of assaulting him when he was underage. Argento denied she had a sexual relationship with Bennett and asserted that her partner, Anthony Bourdain, paid him off. Later, a photo of Argento and Bennett together was released, and Argento's attorney admitted there was a sexual encounter. The cycle of abuse still continues, and it wounds us all. Sean Connery. He was Bond, James Bond, and to many international fans, the best one.
When did you say you had to leave?
Immediately.
Almost immediately.
Connery also went on to work with legendary directors such as Alfred Hitchcock, Sidney Lumet, and Steven Spielberg.
That's his name. Henry Jones Jr. Like Indiana. We named the dog Indiana.
But like his most famous character, Connery soon displayed a misogyny as overt as it was off-putting. As early as 1965, he had claimed there was nothing wrong with hitting a woman, particularly if she were hysterical or bloody-minded. In a 1987 interview with a critical Barbara Walters, Connery doubled down on his remarks.
I think that it depends entirely on the circumstances and if it merits it.
In 2006, Connery finally backtracked from his assertions. Still, his first wife, Diane Cilento, alleged in her autobiography that Connery had abused her mentally and physically. Unfortunately, it very much tracks. Cuba Gooding Jr. Breaking out in Boys in the Hood and Jerry Maguire, it initially seemed Gooding Jr.'s rising star would never die.
Show me the money.
In 2016, he even snagged an Emmy nomination for his work in the People vs. O.J. Simpson American Crime Story.
And how do you plead to counts 1 and 2?
Absolutely 100% not guilty.
Alas, it was too good to be true. Gooding Jr. got charged with groping a woman at a bar, and it only gets worse from there. Since 2020, 30 women have come forward with their stories, with one even filing a lawsuit accusing Gooding Jr. of assault.
The award-winning actor, perhaps best known for his role in the movie Jerry Maguire, surrounded by his defense team as he walked out of the courthouse.
As recently as 2024, Gooding Jr. was accused of groping and fondling music producer Rodney Jones. John Barrowman. This Scottish talent exposed too much of it.
How you been, Doctor?
From immortal pansexual Captain Jack Harkness in Doctor Who to a song and dance man in many musical films, Barrowman was a triple and quadruple threat to remember.
Night and day.
Try E flat.
Day and night.
Unfortunately, Barrowman's extroversion gained a dark dimension when his co-stars began talking about his tendencies to expose himself. Barrowman even claimed to have taken out his member behind a piano during a performance of Sunset Boulevard, much to Sir Andrew Lloyd Webber's consternation. And of course, Barrowman has been hit with sexual harassment accusations. Many would prefer to see less of Barrowman from now on.
But do you regret your behavior?
I don't regret anything.
TJ Miller. It's not always the funny ones, but it is often the funny ones.
You look like a ferret that gave up on himself 6 months ago, Guilfoyle.
A comedy actor known chiefly for his supporting roles, Miller appeared in the superhero comedy film Deadpool and its sequel.
He was torturing me, but all I told him was everything he wanted to know.
His modest acting career, however, has been profoundly eclipsed by his real-life crimes. Miller has been arrested and jailed for alleged physical assault. He also has his own accusation of assault with an ex-partner from college accusing him of violence. Miller was arrested for making a false bomb threat while on an Amtrak train as well. His charges were eventually dismissed. Still, there's a reason why he wasn't in Deadpool and Wolverine. Jada Pinkett Smith. Now this is a mess. Pinkett Smith's career may not have been as gilded as her more famous husband's, but she has had some star turns in the Matrix franchise in particular.
I can't help it, Morpheus. I can't help thinking, what if you're wrong?
But her messy marriage is by far the most famous thing about her. In 2020, Pinkett Smith was accused of having an adulterous affair with singer and rapper August Alsina when he was 23. Not only that, but Alsina claimed it was with Smith's approval.
An entanglement?
Yes.
Pinkett Smith protested that she and her husband had been separated since 2016, although that did not stop Smith from hitting Chris Rock for his joke about her in an infamous moment at the 94th Academy Awards. Gary Busey. This American actor first achieved success with his breakthrough role as Buddy Holly in the 1978 biopic.
Thank you very much. It's good to be in Clear Lake, Iowa. It's pretty cold up here, though.
He was even nominated for an Academy Award for Best Actor. He was involved in many great 80s action films. Busey's reputation since then, however, has definitely tanked. In 2022, he was accused of groping 2 women and even pled guilty to 1 count of criminal sexual contact. Busey was sentenced to 2 years probation in 2025. A brain injury due to a 1988 motorcycle accident may explain some of this errant behavior, but it is still off-putting to say the least.
You know, it don't matter how we wish things were. It matters how we deal with how they are.
Karla Sofia Gascon. This actress, starring in the controversial Cannes winner Emilia Perez, has had her own controversies.
Podemos volver a vernos.
¿Para qué?
Así nomás para vernos.
Gascon first made waves when she became the first openly transgender actress to win the Cannes Film Festival Award for Best Actress. Gascon soon attracted ire, however, when she tried to defend the film from criticisms of its stereotypical portrayals of Mexican and trans women characters. Old inflammatory tweets of hers then arose, expressing Islamophobic and other hateful sentiments.
I'm neither racist nor anything that all these people have tried to make others believe I am, she said, speaking in Spanish on CNN without Netflix's approval.
Gascon apologized and deleted her X account, but the damage to her reputation was done, with Netflix removing her from Emilia Perez's awards campaign.
No dejaron ninguna nota. No encontré ninguna señora.
Gina Carano. A former martial artist, Carano seemed like the perfect pick to portray the equally tough Cara Dune in Star Wars spin-off The Mandalorian.
How'd you end up here?
Let's just call it an early retirement.
In 2021, however, Carano shared an Instagram post seeming to compare American conservatives to Jews in Nazi Germany. She also made a series of posts alleging voter fraud and mocking using a face mask during the pandemic.
Well, if you're a fan of the show and you watch, this is not the way.
Lucasfilm fired her from the series, and the United Talent Agency likewise dropped her. In 2024, Carano filed a wrongful dismissal lawsuit against Disney over her firing. The parties eventually settled outside of court.
Well then, until our paths cross.
Till our paths cross.
Gerard Depardieu. It's official, never meet your heroes. Depardieu is undeniably a French film icon, starring in more than 200 films since 1967.
C'est la seule différence. Il n'y a pas de quoi en faire une vérole, avouez. On vous a juste bouffé un peu de super.
His first breakthrough role was in 1974's Going Places. His private life, however, is not as gilded. The first red flag came early in 1977 when Depardieu himself claimed he had participated in an assault as a minor and that there was no such thing as assault in the first place.
C'est bien. Je continue. Donc, je désire voir le théâtre guéri de cette fluxion. Sinon...
Unsurprisingly, Depardieu has since then been accused of assault in 2018, 2023, and 2024 by over a dozen women, as well as groping and other misconduct. In 2025, Depardieu was finally convicted of both counts of assault, given an 18-month suspended sentence. Chris Pratt. Chris Pratt's movie star trajectory initially suggested he would become this generation's Harrison Ford.
You have the bearing of a man of honor.
Well, I wouldn't say that. People say it about me all the time, but it's not something I would ever say about myself.
First starring in Parks and Recreation, Pratt's career really took off when he portrayed Star-Lord in the Guardians of the Galaxy franchise. Cinematic charm is one thing, his personal life is another. Pratt raised many eyebrows when it was revealed he went to an anti-LGBTQIA+ church and was called out by Elliot Page himself. Pratt defended his church, stating that it opens their doors to absolutely everyone. The media has dubbed him the worst of the Hollywood Chris's since 2020. The backlash is indeed here.
Are you crying?
No, I'm not crying, okay? I'm allergic to jerks.
Casey Affleck. This Affleck began as a young actor in his brother Ben's film Good Will Hunting, as well as a host of other films.
My boy's wicked smart.
His 2017 performance as a grief-stricken man in Manchester by the Sea earned him an Academy Award for Best Actor.
About halfway there. I can't remember if I put a screen on the fireplace. But I figure it's okay.
Still, Affleck's reputation has not been pristine. He has had his fair share of sexual harassment lawsuits, settling 2 of them out of court. Thus, his Best Actor win was a controversial one. Affleck withdrew from presenting the award for Best Actress the following year and has issued statements regretting his attitude.
I can't beat it. I can't beat it.
Jeffrey Jones. We're going to issue a content warning for this one.
If Ferris thinks that he can just coast through this month and still graduate, he is sorely mistaken. I have no reservation whatsoever about holding him back another year.
Jones is best known for his role in the classic 80s comedies, Ferris Bueller's Day Off and Beetlejuice.
What is the point of my coming up here if you people won't let me relax?
None of that matters, though, because in 2002, Jones was arrested for possessing inappropriate material involving minors. He was also accused of soliciting a boy to produce explicit images. Jones was sentenced to 5 years probation and is now on the sex offender registries in California and Florida. He was arrested twice in 2004 for failing to update his status, receiving 3 years of probation.
Well, that it is.
James Woods. This lauded film and TV actor has had a highly storied career.
Is that a Japanese configuration?
You've never heard of it?
No.
Then there have been serious gaps in your education.
Even so, he garnered some backlash for his increasingly distasteful politics online, starting as a Democrat and ending up a Trump supporter. Woods was dropped from his talent agency.
Just make America America again, please.
He was also locked out of his Twitter account multiple times for TOS violations. In 2017, Woods continued posting tweets and responding to innocuous posts with inflammatory language. During the 2020 election, Woods was even found to be a major purveyor of election misinformation. And in 2023, he advocated against a ceasefire in the Gaza war with a concerning hashtag.
What? Okay, fine, I'm cool, I'm fine.
Louis C.K. Once known for his stand-up comedy, now C.K. is mostly known for being one of the most high-profile #MeToo cases.
I get really sweaty all the time. And that's also bad for sex because I just rain sweat all over people.
Rumors of his sexual impropriety began as early as 2017. In the New York Times, 5 women alleged that C.K. touched himself in front of them, along with other misconduct.
To have these allegations come out was really a shock to fans.
C.K. admitted guilt, claiming that the act had been done with permission. The distribution of his film I Love You, Daddy was canceled, and his animated series was as well. Still, C.K. has continued to do stand-up comedy, announcing a tour in 2025. Jared Leto. An actor and musician, Leto had a string of critically acclaimed films under his belt.
Ma. Come on now, please, Ma.
Excelling in tough and gritty roles, some of his notable performances include a substance user in Requiem for a Dream and a trans woman in Dallas Buyers Club, for which he earned an Academy Award for Best Supporting Actor.
I can handle your insults, but 5%.
But when Leto took on the role of the Joker for the latest DC film, audiences were turned off by reports of his extreme method acting, which included sending gifts of live rats and bullets to his co-stars. And while his Joker was received positively by critics, audiences were less than enamored. Meanwhile, he denied the multiple allegations of sexual impropriety that were leveled against him in 2025.
Would you die for me?
Yes.
That's too easy. Would you live for me?
Gal Gadot, the woman who once took the world by storm with her extraordinary beauty, fell from grace due to her politics. There was a time when her name drew massive crowds to movie theaters, like for the film Wonder Woman.
In the name of all that is good in this world, I hereby complete the mission of the Amazons by ridding this world of you.
Despite her popularity, though, she was never really recognized as an exceptional actress by critics. She was, however, praised for devoting her time to humanitarian causes like female empowerment. When this advocacy extended to her showing support for the Israel Defense Forces, where she briefly served, many fans turned their backs on her. Still, that didn't stop her from being outspoken about standing with Israel in the Israeli-Palestinian conflict, and that was her undoing.
The long-awaited honor tarnished to a degree.
Chris Noth. Everyone knew Big was a walking red flag, but we didn't think that the actor playing him on Sex and the City would turn out to be even worse.
Really?
Yeah.
Chris Noth had everything going for him until 2021, when several women came forward with allegations of sexual assault against him. With this image in ruins, he lost business deals left and right and was removed from the shows he was working on. In no time, he disappeared from the limelight despite maintaining his innocence.
No always means no. That is a line I did not cross.
In his words, the only thing he was guilty of was stepping out on his wife. However, people were having none of it. Naturally, in May 2025, news about his casting in Craig Singer's The Block was met with a lukewarm response. Blake Lively. The movie adaptation of Colleen Hoover's novel It Ends With Us was highly anticipated. However, when the film came out, lead actress Blake Lively appeared to downplay its message against domestic violence, promoting her hair care brand, Blake Brown, instead.
I don't want to.
Read it.
Things got worse when journalist Kirsty Flaw released an old clip of herself interviewing Lively, who seemed dismissive toward her.
First of all, congrats on your little bump.
Congrats on your little bump.
Netizens started digging up more video evidence of the actress being a so-called mean girl, which maligned her reputation. Soon after, it was revealed that Blake had sued her IEWU co-star, Justin Baldoni, for sexual harassment, while the New York Times accused him of orchestrating a smear campaign against her. Baldoni denied the claims, but both actors took a hit to their popularity.
Blake Lively suffered hugely in the summer, and now Justin Baldoni's reputation is taking a real hit.
Jonathan Majors. It didn't take this actor long to achieve critical and commercial success after making himself known through the show When We Rise in 2017. He had an Emmy nomination for Lovecraft Country and was a part of the MCU playing Kang the Conqueror by 2021. However, his career came to a halt when he was arrested for committing intimate partner violence against his ex, Grace Jabari.
I loved Grace. Our relationship was not healthy, you know, and that began to reveal itself.
He was later convicted of attacking and harassing her, but managed to date Megan Good in the meantime, whom he later married. Not only did Jonathan's career go downhill, but Good had to face the consequences of his actions too, as she lost several brand deals just because of her association with him. No wonder her fans are upset.
This individual, this entertainer, this athlete has done this. Now we're going to cancel him, throw the book at him.
James Franco. Once a Hollywood golden boy, this Oscar-nominated actor was dragged down from his pedestal after being hit with multiple allegations of sexual misconduct.
I was sent a couple of the tweets, so yeah, I did read them. I haven't responded. I think, well, the ones I read were not accurate.
He admitted to having sexual relations with his acting mentees, who claimed they were exploited with the promise of roles. He was also inappropriately involved with a teenager. What was even more hypocritical was that amid his scandals, he showed up to the 2018 Golden Globes wearing a Time's Up pin.
I can't, the way I live my life, I can't live if there's restitution to be made.
After an extended hiatus, the actor's back in showbiz with multiple projects in the pipeline. However, he's no longer the media darling he once was.
I had girlfriends. I could never be faithful to anybody, so I cheated on everyone.
Shia LaBeouf, known for his prodigious talent, this former Disney star disappointed countless fans when he repeatedly landed himself in hot water. From substance use to unruly behavior in public and even going to court for petty larceny, Shia went through several major rough patches.
And a person tells me there's another party outside, and I'm thinking, oh, well, okay. And I see 6 cops having their own party.
However, the tipping point came when his former girlfriend, performer FKA Twigs, revealed she had faced abuse and non-consensual sexual misconduct from him.
It's not one thing, it's loads of tiny little things that get sewn together into a nightmare.
She brought a lawsuit against the actor, alleging that he had acted similarly with another ex, Carolyn Foe. By this point, his reputation was far beyond repair.
But either way, you're going to be humbled in this life. And there's nothing you can do about it.
Russell Brand. This entertainment industry veteran had more ups and downs in his career than a roller coaster ride.
I look elsewhere for alternatives that might be of service to humanity.
From his time as a progressive comedian to acting and now spreading conspiracy theories and anti-woke rhetoric on YouTube, Russell Brand has been all over the place. However, the fact that he has lasted this long in the spotlight is a shocker. Since 2006, Brand has been accused of sexual assault by multiple women. It was only in 2025 that he was sued at London's High Court of Justice for his misconduct and simultaneously in New York for sexual assault on the set of Arthur. He has denied these allegations and has many supporters, but has undeniably fallen out of favor with the general public.
He has been granted bail, but as a condition of that, he has had to give the court today his address, not just here in the UK, but also his address in America.
Stephen Collins. As Eric Camden in Seventh Heaven, this actor was one of the most beloved TV dads of all time.
Right now, I think we should stay focused on the problem at hand.
So when it was revealed that he was not only a sexual offender, but had been indecent toward minors, it marked a point of no return. He admitted to his wrongdoings and called himself a, quote, flawed person as if to excuse his behavior.
I admit to, apologize for, and take responsibility for what I did.
Now he's said to be living with a woman 40 years his junior, as revealed on Investigation Discovery's Hollywood Demons. Needless to say, his acting career is behind him.
I would say, with all my heart, I am sorry.
Lena Dunham. The Girls creator has been canceled more times than we can count.
I would say our difference was that I was amazing at my job and he couldn't handle it.
In her book, Not That Kind of Girl, she wrongfully implicated an innocent man in a sexual assault she said she faced. In the same book, she recalled acting inappropriately toward her sibling, likening herself to a sexual predator. There were also racism allegations against her, amplified by her false remarks about Odell Beckham Jr.'s disinterest in her at the 2016 Met Gala. She once said she wished she could have experienced a pregnancy termination just to relate to women who have. The worst case was her supporting Murray Miller, who was accused of sexual assault by Aurora Perrineau. Lena always ends up apologizing, but hasn't really managed to earn forgiveness.
That's great. Do you feel like they're accepting of you? Do they like your vibe?
No.
Okay.
But I like their vibe, and that's what matters.
All that matters.
Jussie Smollett. The success this actor achieved through his role as Jamal Lyon in Empire was overshadowed by a messy scandal. In 2019, Jussie Smollett filed a police report claiming he had been subject to a race and sexuality-based hate crime.
Dozen detectives are pursuing new leads, including grainy photos of two persons of interest.
However, upon further investigation, it turned out that he had allegedly staged the attack because he wasn't happy with his pay on Empire. Chicago police also alleged that a racist letter he received was actually self-written.
How can you doubt that? Like, how do you not believe that? It's the truth.
Smollett insisted that the attack was not a fabrication despite being found guilty of lying to authorities.
A grand jury on Tuesday indicted Smollett on 6 counts of disorderly conduct.
In 2024, the judgment was rescinded and he returned to the entertainment world, writing and directing films. However, with how he was perceived to have manipulated public opinion, he was hardly welcome back. Zachary Levi. After making his name as the lead on the show Chuck, Levi hit the big time as the title character in 2019's Shazam.
We still don't know if the suit is bulletproof or if you are. Shoot him in the face.
Shoot me in the face. In the face?
During an uncertain future of DC films, it was a smash hit. But then came the sequel, 2023's Shazam! Fury of the Gods, which wasn't well received. That same year, Levi began his decline by promoting his anti-vaccine beliefs. Throw in Levi claiming that the film industry is making garbage, criticizing the actors' strike, and endorsing controversial political candidates, and his stock fell significantly. Somehow it got worse when he claimed She Loves Me co-star Gavin Creel's death from cancer was from the COVID-19 vaccine.
And I do believe I have just enough humility to recognize that even though I feel very convicted of what I believe in, I could be wrong.
Chevy Chase.
First, may I thank you all for being here, and I am and my immediate family. First, may I thank you all for being here, and I am and my immediate family.
Now this actor fell hard from grace. In the 90s, Chase was riding high, becoming a breakout cast member and writer on Saturday Night Live. He became a household name with Caddyshack and the National Lampoon's vacation films.
Dad, you want to ask for something?
Don't touch!
Unfortunately, his behavior ruined it all. Chase got into a fist fight with Bill Murray and reportedly uttered racist, sexist, and homophobic remarks to his fellow cast members. Perhaps it was due to his obnoxious personality that his talk show failed. Canceled by Fox after only 5 weeks. We're not Chevy Chase, and that's a good thing.
Good night, and have a pleasant tomorrow.
Fatty Arbuckle.
Comedian Roscoe Fatty Arbuckle is charged with manslaughter.
In his prime, Roscoe Fatty Arbuckle was as big a silent comedy film star as Charlie Chaplin and Buster Keaton. In 1921, a year after signing a $1 million deal with Paramount, Arbuckle's legacy was forever ruined. During a party, actor Virginia Rapay allegedly experienced some form of trauma in Arbuckle's hotel suite. A few days later, she passed away. Arbuckle was accused of assaulting Rapay, leading to her demise. As such, he was arrested and tried for murder. After 2 mistrials, Arbuckle was acquitted and unusually received an apology letter from the jury. Regardless, no one wanted to hire him or show his films. Arbuckle had to use a pseudonym to get work. After a brief comeback in 1933, he passed away.
Listen, why don't you do something to help me?
Well, what would you suggest I do?
Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis. After finding their acting feet on That 70s Show, Kutcher and Kunis carved out successful careers in Hollywood.
You're getting married?
Remarried.
That's our second remarriage. Well, this one's gonna stick, right?
Yeah.
They later became one of the industry's biggest power couples. Their shared enterprises include the nonprofit Thorn, which specializes in defending children from abuse. However, in 2023, during the trial of their former colleague and friend Danny Masterson, the couple were found to have sent a letter to the judge pleading for leniency for his sentence. The backlash only grew upon Kutcher and Kunis releasing an apology video, which many felt was insincere, especially when they stated the letter wasn't supposed to be public.
They were intended for the judge to read, and not to undermine the testimony of the victims or re-traumatize them in any way. We would never want to do that.
The further controversy from the video forced Kutcher to resign from Thorn. Felicity Huffman. In 2019, the Varsity Blues scandal broke. The FBI found that several families had paid an organization to bribe or commit fraud by inflating exam results to get students into various U.S. colleges.
High-powered New York attorney Gordon Kaplan publicly apologizing, the first parent caught up in the Varsity Blues scandal to do so, saying he's sorry first and foremost to his daughter.
One of those involved in the scheme was the Emmy-winning Desperate Housewives star Felicity Huffman. After pleading guilty, she was sentenced to 14 days in jail and a year of supervised release. Fined $30,000 and ordered to complete 250 hours of community service. Since then, Huffman has had bit parts in TV shows.
Different state, different court, different law.
Same principle.
I don't think I can convince a judge that that is...
Let me try.
Another famous performer involved in the scandal was Full House star Lori Loughlin. After pleading guilty to the charges, Loughlin was sentenced to 2 months in jail, while husband Massimo Giannulli got 5 months. Mel Gibson.
I don't make things complicated. That's just the way things get all by himself.
On top of starring in cult franchises like Lethal Weapon and Mad Max, Gibson was the Oscar-winning director of 1995's Braveheart. As such, he was once one of the most in-demand and celebrated performers around. Then 2006 happened. While being arrested for a DUI, Gibson was recorded going on an anti-Semitic rant. Hollywood wanted nothing to do with him for years. Just as Gibson began working again in 2010, a threatening, racially charged voicemail to former partner Oksana Grigorieva was made public. He later pleaded no contest to a battery charge against Grigorieva and got 36 months of probation. Both of these events got him blacklisted from major Hollywood roles. Will Smith. From rapper to TV star, Smith soon rose to the ranks of Hollywood's most bankable stars with roles in Ali, I, Robot, and many more.
I am the greatest. I'm a bad man. I should not belong.
At the 2022 Oscars, he was nominated for his work in King Richard. While Smith won his first ever Oscar, what he did earlier in the event vastly overshadowed this triumph. After presenter Chris Rock made a joke about Smith's wife, Jada Pinkett Smith, the actor went on stage and slapped Rock in the face. Then, sitting back down, Smith yelled threats at Rock.
And people like, did it hurt? It still hurts. I got summertime ringing in my ear.
While he apologized and resigned from the Academy, the group banned him from all events for 10 years. Ellen DeGeneres. After making her name as a stand-up comic and transitioning into acting, DeGeneres found her true calling as a talk show host with The Ellen DeGeneres Show.
It's very important, the director says, to walk out and hit this mark. You gotta stand right there, so...
For nearly 2 decades, her show was one of the premier places for celebrities to promote themselves and their work. However, in 2020, former workers on the program came out with allegations about the toxic experience they had on DeGeneres' show.
As a host, she's amazing, as a host. But as a boss and someone who's behind the scenes running the show, she's a different person. She's not the person people see in front of the camera.
The accusations included racist microaggressions, executives harassing female employees, and firing staff for taking medical or bereavement leave. The controversy was so bad that DeGeneres apologized for it on her show. A few months later, it was confirmed that the Ellen DeGeneres Show would end in 2022. Charlie Sheen.
I'm by winning. I win here and I win there. Now what?
It seemed like Sheen would be the next breakout star in Hollywood after his work in 1986's Platoon and 1987's Wall Street. However, a string of controversies stopped that. By 2003, Sheen was cast in 2.5 Men, turning him into TV's highest ever paid actor. However, in 2011, the wheels of his career came off very publicly.
I've spent, I think, close to the last decade effortlessly and magically converting your tin cans into pure gold. And the gratitude I get is this charlatan.
After struggling with substance issues and criticizing the show's co-creator Chuck Lorre multiple times, Sheen was fired from 2.5 Men. The actor then conducted a series of unsettling interviews where he claimed he had tiger blood. Beyond getting his own series in anger management, his reputation was further tarnished with accusations of assault against Corey Haim and against Sheen's exes. Allison Mack. If you were to ask Smallville fans their favorite character, many would have selected Clark Kent's BFF, Chloe Sullivan.
You're a superhero.
Chloe.
I'm serious, Clark. If more humans were like you, the world would be a better place.
Actress Allison Mack continued to appear in various productions after Smallville ended in 2011. However, in 2018, she was arrested. 12 years prior, she joined the cult NXIVM, rising up through the ranks of what was publicly a multi-level marketing company. Privately, it indoctrinated and extorted people into being slaves for its founder, Keith Rainier, and other masters.
I just thought, I believe Allison. I wanted to do well in this program, and I wanted to be promoted. And I was never going to share this secret.
In 2019, Mack pleaded guilty to a series of charges and helped the authorities gather evidence against Rainier. She was ultimately sentenced to 3 years in jail and was released in 2023. James Corden. At one point, James Corden was a respected actor and creator with work on Gavin and Stacey and A League of Their Own. But when the Brit moved across the pond to take on The Late Late Show with James Corden, it wasn't long until he began falling foul of people. In 2022, Corden was accused of abusive behavior at the New York restaurant Balthazar when staff apparently made his wife's meal incorrectly. This earned the host a ban from the eatery, which was rescinded when Corden apologized. However, he then flip-flopped on his responsibility, causing the ban to be reinstated.
I've been walking around thinking that I hadn't done anything wrong.
This incident also brought to light other alleged Gordon incidents that further tarnished his reputation.
The restaurant manager and the server, they were lovely. They were lovely. They brought out 4 glasses of champagne as an apology, but we were like, that's not necessary. We don't need it. We'd had a great time. Even for me, it was too early to start drinking.
Lea Michele.
Mr. Schuster, do you have any idea how ridiculous it is to give the lead solo in Sit Down and Rock on the Boat to a boy in a wheelchair?
Whether she was releasing her own music or starring in Glee, Scream Queens, or popular stage productions, Lea Michele was lapping up nominations and awards all over the place. The sky really seemed the limit for her, but then 2020 happened. That year, Michele posted in support of the Black Lives Matter movement on social media. In response, several former Glee co-stars came forward to shine a light on her hypocrisy and terrible behavior behind the scenes. On top of microaggressions, Michele was accused of racist behavior and being rude to various people on set.
I just got you on the cover of New York Magazine.
In the background, you were practically glowing about it.
That's because I accomplished something. It had nothing to do with you.
No, see, it actually has everything to do with me.
This included apparently calling background performers cockroaches. While Michele apologized, it was too late.
You get great grades. You're a fantastic singer.
Everybody hates me.
Brands and fans left the actor in droves. Armie Hammer.
Is there any way to make this a fair fight? Jump out and swim.
After roles in The Social Network, The Man from U.N.C.L.E., and Call Me By Your Name, Armie Hammer appeared to be on the cusp of superstardom.
So what do you do around here?
Read books, transcribe music, swim at the river, go out at night.
That sounds fun.
After all, he was cast as a lead in 2022's Death on the Nile. However, the publicity for that film was wrecked once the scandal about Hammer came out in 2021.
That was naughty of me. Hello. I hope you don't mind I took the liberty.
The actor was accused of both physical and emotional abusive behavior with ex-partners. Film companies, fans, agencies, and brands dropped the actor all at once.
Were you surprised when you saw what was going on with him?
To be honest with you, I wasn't shocked because it was multi-generational, just awful behavior.
He's pretty much vanished from the public eye since, but did go on to admit to being emotionally abusive in his relationships.
We'll speak soon.
Amber Heard.
We should turn back. We can still warn the surface, try to prepare him for what's coming.
Turn back.
With the end of their marriage, the accusations of abuse, and the numerous court cases, neither party came out of this debacle looking especially favorable. However, it's safe to say Amber Heard was not the winner of the court of public opinion. She was accused of abusive behavior and having marital affairs. Social media was rife with people mocking the Aquaman performer and her legal team during the infamous 2022 defamation trial. The jury sided with Depp by awarding him $15 million, while Heard was awarded $2 million.
Do you find that Mr. Depp has proven all the elements of defamation? Answer, yes.
And this only made it worse for her. Afterwards, she moved to Spain to escape the scrutiny. However, the public condemnation returned during the release of 2023's Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom.
I don't care what one thinks about me or what judgments you want to make about what happened in the privacy of my own home and my marriage behind closed doors.
Kevin Spacey. After receiving 2 Oscar awards, Kevin Spacey ushered in the Netflix original era with his Golden Globe-winning role in House of Cards.
I need somebody I can talk to.
We're talking. Tell me what we're talking about.
Every project he was on seemed to often become a critical hit. Then in 2017, actor Anthony Rapp accused Spacey of assaulting him when he was a teenager.
Spacey made sexual advances toward him after a party when they were both on Broadway. Spacey was 26.
Spacey's response didn't help when he claimed he didn't remember the encounter, apologized for it happening, and then came out as gay, which drew the ire of many. When the allegations came to light, Spacey was dropped by House of Cards.
I've led a very long, very successful career avoiding this sort of intrigue with the press. I can't see any advantage in starting now.
But is there any disadvantage?
Yet he continued parodying his character in strange annual YouTube videos. The actor has faced several court cases with further allegations. However, they have ended in Spacey's favor.
After that, my guess is you'll never hear from him again.
Michael Richards.
I'm out.
Due to his role as Kramer on Seinfeld, Michael Richards was awarded the Primetime Emmy for Outstanding Supporting Character in a Comedy Series on 3 occasions.
Here's to feeling good all the time.
Once the sitcom ended, he dabbled in TV a little while longer before focusing on his stand-up routine. In 2006, he was at the Laugh Factory in Los Angeles, California, where it all came crumbling down. Richards was recorded going on a vile, slur-filled rant at hecklers. Afterward, he appeared on The Late Show with David Letterman to apologize.
I'm really busted up over this, and I'm very, very sorry to those people in the audience. The blacks, the Hispanics, the whites, everyone that was there that took the brunt of that anger and hate and rage. And
suffice to say, this was not really the sort of apology people were looking for. Richards retired from stand-up and has rarely appeared in film and TV since.
But no, I busted up after that event 7 years ago. It broke me down.
Ezra Miller.
I just need one more gig, and then I'm going to pay for my own tuition.
You can't.
Like I always said I would.
You cannot keep doing this to yourself.
Okay, I really don't want to talk about this again.
There probably isn't an actor who has had as many legal run-ins in such a short amount of time as Ezra Miller. After being cast in the Fantastic Beasts series and as the Flash in the DCEU, they became a household name.
Hi.
I love you!
Thank you. You seem very nice also.
Oh my God!
Then 2020 rolled around and a video surfaced of Miller attacking a woman at a bar in Iceland. This was unfortunately only the beginning.
I want to apologize to everyone that I have alarmed and upset with my past behavior. I am committed to doing the necessary work to get back to a healthy, safe, and productive stage in my life.
They have been accused of harassing people, theft, assault, and grooming, among some other odd and heinous behavior. In January of 2023, Miller pleaded guilty to misdemeanor unlawful trespass. Roseanne Barr. As the lead of Roseanne, actor and comedian Roseanne Barr played a vital role in turning the show's first run into a critical success, securing many awards along the way.
What happened?
I thought you were dead.
I'm sleeping.
Why does everybody else think I'm dead?
In 2018, the show was revived after 20 years. However, not long after, Barr messed up massively.
What'd you find out about me?
After several of her controversial comments came to light, Barr made a racist tweet about former political advisor Valerie Jarrett. While Barr apologized and tried to backtrack, it was too late.
ABC pulled the plug on the show, saying Roseanne's Twitter statement is abhorrent, repugnant, and inconsistent with our values, and we've decided to cancel her show. Roseanne was canceled and replaced by The Connors without Barr.
I know Roseanne would want me to step in and watch over the family. No, it'd kill her.
She has, despite all this, continued airing unpleasant thoughts and conspiracies, even doing controversial comedy routines.
I try to be even more offensive.
Danny Masterson. Before 2017, if you were to ask fans who their favorite character on That 70s Show was, many would immediately say Hyde.
And you missed your shift at the photo hut. You better have a damn good excuse.
I got busted.
Nowadays, it's less so after what his actor did came to light. In 2017, several women filed sexual assault charges against the actor, who denied the accusations.
One of them called the actor, quote, pathetic, disturbed, and completely violent, unquote.
After a fourth allegation, however, Netflix fired Masterson, who was a producer and actor on The Ranch. He was also dropped by his talent agency. In 2023, at the retrial, he was found guilty on 2 of the 3 charges, with the remaining count resulting in a hung jury. Masterson was sentenced to 30 years to life in prison for his horrific crimes.
You don't want a hug, do you?
God, no.
Good, because you're not getting one.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Bill Cosby.
It's under control, so no
problem. Right. How do you expect to get into college with grades like this?
No problem.
Huh?
See, I'm not going to college.
Damn right.
With the title of America's Dad, Bill Cosby was the biggest name in TV history, mostly known for his work on The Cosby Show. However, there were rumors that the actor was responsible for a host of grim crime, yet there was little traction to them.
Hello, my dear. Right.
But that all changed in 2015 when more and more victims began to come forward and the media ran their stories.
I never saw any drugs, but I would wake up completely confused.
In 2018, after over a decade of accusations, Cosby was charged with 3 counts of assault and sentenced to 3 to 10 years in jail. However, in 2021, Cosby's conviction was overturned after it was discovered that his due process rights had been violated. Regardless, this hasn't repaired Cosby's image, especially as he's faced civil cases for assault since.
Who's in trouble now?
Which other celebrities did you adore before you learned the awful truth about them? Let us know in the comments below.